I am sitting here this afternoon with Min Penn. She graciously allowed me this time so that I can actually interview her with regards to her trip to Cambodia. I'm just going to have this opportunity to ask her about 5 questions that I think is very important to our foundation and the causes that we are fighting very hard for on a daily basis to bring awareness to to our supporters, as well as to just let everybody out there know, what KHK Foundation is all about and what we do each day, and then of course, bringing Min Penn into kind of just the word that I'm looking for. I can't, it's just escaping, but just her
real experience,
real life testimonies. And so I'm very excited to be able to sit here and interview her this afternoon after our wonderful lunch meeting. So just to start off, can you introduce yourself, Min, so that everybody will know who you are?
My name is Penn, or my Facebook name is Penn. Recently I went to Cambodia for a personal trip, but I volunteered 2 days to do volunteer for Khmer KHK in Stung Treng. Then I went over there and met Palwanara. He's organized group all the people that needed help, all the family. Then I saw it's just they was grateful, very grateful, very thankful that we there, because they never get help from any government there at all. So anything that a few kilo of rice mean a lot to them, because some family not even have rice to eat that day. So they was thankful that we give, like each family gave a bag, maybe 20 kilo of rice, and a box of dry noodles, and a kilo of sugars, and 6 cans of sardine, and soy sauce, 6 cans of sauce, bottle of soy sauce, and be chain,
So that was in the package, as far as like what you guys distributed?
And that from KHK, that money.
Okay.
Yeah, that money. But my mother, she paid for all the soy sauce.
That's wonderful.
Because they meet that out from the package. So my mother, she paid for that all soy sauce, and then they were all thankful for us that without us reach out, they had nothing.
Wow.
And also they will never have, they just a drop in the bucket. I think that often they got to be grateful, but no, I think we have to all work harder. Yeah, and we all have to open our heart and our world a little bit more, because our life here is, compared to there, is just sky and it's just heaven and hell on earth.
Yeah.
You can say that, because it just really is.
So going back to some of the questions that I feel like I said, it's going to be very important for our supporters to have a better understanding of someone who went there and experience it with your own eyes, and getting to see the people of Cambodia and the children and the adults that are living in such horrible conditions. How was this trip different from your last trip to Cambodia? What do you think now moving forward as far as associating yourself with KHK? And by the way, we thank you so much for that. From the bottom of each and every one who is involved in this organization, how is that trip different, or this recent trip different from your past trip?
Yeah, but sometimes you see pictures, it doesn't say anything much, but if you're there in person, it makes you cry. It's just terrible. So it just people all out there. It's just we need help, and people in Cambodia need help. It's not just Stung Treng. I think all over the country. But if we can do more, that would be great.
Right. And what have you learned? That's my second question. Is what have you learned about Cambodia that was different? Again, from your last trip. This is part of your family vacation, plus it was a mission trip for you. What did you learn in this trip?
Because I have big heart, and I'm from Cambodia. Then I always think about my homeland. Then I'm willing to help any way I can.
And
so,
you definitely have done that through all the pictures that you posted. My third question that I want to ask you is, what did the people of Stung Treng, and I apologize if I pronounce it wrong, but what do the people of Stung Treng think about KHK Foundation and you and your family? What do they think?
They just thankful and just thank. It's not enough thank from them, because they without us they have nothing. Wow. Absolutely nothing, because the local authority there they don't have it all. So if they do, probably the help never could reach the person who needed it.
Very
and
unfortunate.
we put the help in their hand and all the food on the table for at least a few weeks. So
right.
yeah, at least they don't have to struggle in those few weeks. So it's mean a lot to them. Yeah,
right.
It does. Yeah, and if we can do more often trip like that.
Yeah. We are definitely looking into doing our own mission trip with the foundation sometime this year.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly sure when that will be, but it's definitely on my bucket list, as well as on a few of our members who have never traveled to Cambodia.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us is the second generation Cambodian that have come here to the United States, so we know very little about what's going on over there. So it's going to be a very emotional and power trip for us to be able to do that mission later on this year. My last question, and this is something that I see it through you, because you are a supporter, and I can see it in your eyes how passionate you are in being a part of supporting KHK. But my last question to you is, why is it so important for our supporter to know about KHK, and why, and how can we be better as far as being open-minded about what we do as an organization? What would you say about that?
Well, I think people over here in the United States, you have to get involved to help your country out. You have your fellowship over there, because without us, they probably won't have food on the table. Yeah, and especially children for the next generation, they will not going to have any education at all. Because some kids just run around the house because they know where they don't have the money. They have money. They don't have way to go to school because there's no school bus, no nothing. If there is school, probably 10 miles away, and a little kid walk to school without shoe, and in 100-degree heat, you can't imagine. Yeah. And over here, that's why I ask all people who support KHK, just get involved and open the heart, open the wallet more, and just care about your own countries, because nobody else care about your countries more than you all. Because even we here, if you're born here, you live here for 50 years, you still Cambodia. Right. You will not American. Yeah. Your blood run in your body is still Cambodian blood. Right. You can't change that. Right. And you must help your country out. Yeah. Any way you can. Yeah. And I think that's from me. That's from me. Yeah. And not a lot of people have the same, the same mind, but at least have the same heart. Yeah, have the same heart. You just help out any way you can. Yeah. And someday when people go to Cambodia and do vacation for pleasure, just go outside the cities to see the poor people with your own eyes. Yeah, and that will struck you. Wow. How life can be like in this generation. We here we live in the AC, dry car with AC. Over there, they have nothing. Nothing. Just absolutely nothing. We're very privileged indeed. Not because, I guess because the way that people run the country. I don't want to get into politics. Right. But they got no help from government. Right. Government don't care much. And that's... We have to help out on behalf of the government over there. Right. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's KHK Foundation, and we are not a religious group. We're not a
we're not going to get into the politics. We are there to help.
People.
KHK stands for Khmer, helping Khmer, and that's strictly what we want to do, is go in and help these people that can't help themselves. We want to be the resource for them so that they can better their lives. We want to be able to set up scholarship funds. We want to be able to build a shelter within the next 3 years so that these children can in turn have the education and in turn
then have
provide
clothes,
for their family.
have clothes to wear. They got no clothes.
Yeah.
They got no shoe.
Yeah.
There's some kid walk around naked.
Wow.
It's legal here, but over there people have got no clothes. What can you do?
Yeah.
It's just because poverty.
Right.
Because they don't have, their parents have no education.
Right.
Because they can no way go get education because they're poor. So
Right.
It's just sad.
Well,
Very, very sad.
definitely without your help and people with such a big heart like you, we can't do it alone. Our foundation definitely can't do it alone, and we thank you for this opportunity for me to come out here to sit with you, have lunch with you, break bread with you, and interview you for this, for this trip that you took. You have no idea how it makes my heart feel. I can't wait to share it with my team, that I had this opportunity to sit with you and talk to you about some of the things that is truly important to you, Bong, and then also as important it is to us. So we thank you for this opportunity. Is there anything else you want to say?
That's all. Then,
Okay.
I will admire you all, you young kids, this next generation after me, and you have a good heart.
Thank
to
you.
care about Cambodian people. That's very seldom.
Yeah.
And they all depend on us.
Yes,
Just remember
they do.
that.
Yes, they do. Well, thank you so much.
Oh, sure.
And am I addressing you right, me or Bong?
Yes.
Me.
Yeah.
Mean Supen, thank you so much for this
Sure, you're
opportunity,
welcome.
and we're looking forward to recognizing you and many of our other supporters. Thank you.
Oh yeah, sure, welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you.